Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're gonna be ranking the Star Rail characters by how likable they are. I feel like I'm gonna offend a significant amount of people, but it's fine. There is literally not a more subjective tier list that we could do, and I can't exactly put these characters breaking out of a prison yet. Shameless plug, go check out the Genshin Prison Break tier list, it was pretty fun. But we're gonna be starting off simple, so without further ado, let's get into it. So first up we have Humanized Paimon. Now I kinda love March 7th, but the whole thing is, her biggest appealing factor for me is just the reactions to the main character. So it's not really her, but I'm still gonna give her points for that. Just her facial expressions to your stupidity is so good, I love it. In terms of personality, she's just your fun, happy-go-lucky anime girl. The only thing I find weird is her sense of humor, because at some points, she'll play along with your stupidity, but other times, she'll just decide to ridicule you. Like, girl, make up your mind. So with all that said, I'm just gonna put her in likable, in and out of game, yes. There's definitely a lot of characters I like more, but as like a member of the startup squad, yeah, she is pretty chill. Next we have DH, my sexy man, who is very interesting, I want to say. My issue with him is that I so often forget he actually exists. There was a moment in Bellabog where it was you, March, and I think Sela was there. And bro, we were all talking, having a good time, and DH, after like 15 minutes of not saying anything, says like a sentence. And that's it. Like, don't get me wrong, he's attractive, and I know he probably has a bunch of lore coming soon with Blade, but I don't really want to read about his personality. Like, I like to see things. So even though he's attractive, I'm just gonna say meh, they're fine. I guess, like, I feel like I'm probably gonna get attacked for this, and people are gonna start like dropping lore bombs about him in the comments. You guys can critique me after, it's fine. Then we got Mama Himiko, who's like the really chill mom, but at the same time, like a little too chill. Like, bro, there are times where it's like, we're facing a life and death situation, and she's just like, let the kids be kids, Welt, it's fine. Like, no. I do appreciate how she kind of came in clutch at the last Cocolia fight, but aside from that, like, you know, maybe watch over the kids a bit more. But with all that said, I'd rather it be like this than the opposite, like being too strict. So, I'm debating between swell and likable. I'll put her in likable in and out of game because we haven't gone on like an expedition with her yet. But in the future, she'll probably move up. I'm not gonna be surprised. Next, we have Daddy Welt. If you've seen any of the funny moments, you know where this guy's going. Like this whole arc on, what's his name, Jing Yuan, like his ship, I love how open-minded Welt is showing himself to be. Like, there's so many points, like, with Ting Yun, that's the perfect example. March is like, oh, what a lazy slob, she kinda sucks. And then Welt just kinda comes into the picture and is being understanding. Like, he's such a good man, I love him. And he just feels like a casual guy, even though he's probably one of the most OP characters in the game. He's just so chill and a Chad, man. Like, I could ramble on about the little things like his sexy voice, his dialogue. It's all great. I'm just gonna leave him here, probably at the top for the entire list. Although I still don't have him yet, which upsets me, but it's fine. He's awesome. I love this man. Then we have a gamer who can bend the laws of reality. I never knew gamers were so OP. Silver Wolf, honestly, before this whole new event, I probably would have just put her in one of these bottom two, but I kind of like how it showed that she kind of acts like a child. when she's on the losing side of a situation, which I'm really happy they showed. Like, so many times, characters like this are never shown in a losing situation because it just kind of builds up their image to the public, like us. But I'm so happy they showed that. So with that in mind, she's kind of just really chill. I kind of like her little interactions with Kafka. I think they're awesome. Should I put her higher? I kind of have a bias for her because, like, I've been using her constantly. I'm gonna put her here, actually. Yeah, I don't think she goes too crazy with the edgy, cool gamer motif. Pretty simple enough. I just think she's pretty swell and she's likable. Yeah. Next, we got our boy Arlen. This is my man. Actually, let's do him and Asta together. Yeah, okay. So these two give me like older, irresponsible sister and younger, responsible brother. Yes, I love that dynamic. So we'll start with Arlen, who's pretty generic when compared to a lot of the characters, but at the same time, he's really good with the dog. And that is all that matters. And the funny thing is, it's Asta's dog. Like, Peppy is her dog. But no, I love how he basically babysits it, and he has a little picture on his ID tag of Peppy. Ah! It's so precious. I'm talking about the dog more than him. But he's just kind of a Chad who works a lot. In terms of personality, he's just like, he's a normal dude. Which I'm really happy games like this have it. With all the eccentric characters, you have the normal lads. So I'll just put him in likable in and out of game. I think that's a nice spot. Then we have Asta, or sorry, Star Rail Mona. Like, bro, they share the same voice actor. They both have like a thing with the stars and astrology. They're both financially just unstable, if you will. Arlen is basically her accountant at this point. But even with all that aside, I actually like her more than Mona because she's a lot more grounded. Like, Mona kind of builds up this image of being super OP because she kind of is. But Asta's a lot more down to earth. I'm actually gonna put her in a swell individual. Yeah, I like Asta a lot. Am I saying the name right? Asta? I don't know. Someone will correct me. But either way, she is a swell lass indeed. Next, we have a Hurt, who is the sassy lost child of the game. Now, she is the definition of if I met someone like this in real life, I would utterly just stay away from them. Because she is so, like, stuck up and proud of herself kind of thing. And she kind of warrants the praise because she is a big genius. But bro, when you keep like 20,000 portraits of yourself in your workplace, like I think that says enough. I'm just gonna put her in likable because it's a game. She's definitely one of the most video game, in quotations, like characters we got so far. So yeah, Braun, and Sela, we gotta do the wives together. Who should we start with? These two are very tricky because I feel like these are the most complex characters we've done yet. A random point about Sela, I kind of love the little text messages she sends you. I think they're adorable. Like, she just asks the most blunt questions. Like, hey, do you read? And you're just like, yeah. And she's like, I don't like reading. Like, she's so awkward about social cues. I love it so much. She's also very angry, but also has big must protect people vibes. So with all that said, is she a swell individual or extremely likable? Ooh, this is the hardest decision yet. I'm gonna put her towards the bottom of extremely likable. Yeah. And she also feels so human, which is perfect. They did a really good job with her. Now, Braun, the wife, I think is a swell individual. Yeah, I like her whole rise to power kind of thing. I like how she does what she has to do to make sure Belobog prospers. Like, she was the one, correct me if I'm wrong, who came up with the whole lie about Cocolia thing, which I think was really clutch. And even though she has the most attachment towards Cocolia, she did what she had to do. So respect, baby girl. In terms of personality though, she's just the very standard, normal, responsible character. And I kind of think she's carried in a lot of scenes because of Sela. Like, Sela drags things out of her, and kind of vice versa actually. But if we're talking standalone, I'm still gonna put her here. She's a swell lass, yeah. Serval is freaking amazing. I love her so much. Like, bro, her English VA did such a good job. Like, she feels like such a real person. I love it. And she also has them layers, player. Like, originally, you think she's just gonna be the eccentric rocker girl, kind of like Jin Yan, because, I mean, she kind of is similar. It's just Serval is 10 times more chill, and also has that somber side. Like, her whole story with Cocolia is probably one of the saddest things we've got so far. The only issue with that whole thing is that I kind of wish we got what Cocolia herself was actually feeling towards Serval. But either way, that quest was freaking amazing. It's pretty simple. She's extremely likable. If she had concerts in real life, bro, those things would be packed. People would just go to simp for her. Like, she talks so naturally, she's funny, she's the best boss in the world. Debatably the top waifu of the game. Let's get to the other characters though. Then we have Lil Jeppy. Now, I know he's the more combat suited out of the Lando siblings, but Serval, like, I kind of wish she was a 5-star as well. But anyway, Jeppy is a very by the rules, by the books, follow the law. I like how he at least opened his mind towards the end of the whole Belobog arc and started thinking for himself, which was kind of bothering me for a bit. But if you look at it like that, it kind of just shows a bit of the character growth, and his relationship with Serval during the whole companion quest was adorable. I love how you can see how well he knows his sister. It's so precious. Like, this is the healthiest brother and sister relationship I've seen in a game in a pretty long time, to be fair. With that said, should I put him in just likable in and out of game? No, I'll put him in swell individual just for his idle animation. Nah, he's such a good man, guys. Moral of the story, be like Jeppy. Then we got Mama Natasha, who is either the best wife or the best mom, depends on how you want to look at it. And canonically, she is the only girl that the main character actually kind of simps for. And I love it so much. Like, the game is self-aware of how caring and amazing she actually is. Like, bro, this girl is insanely selfless to the point that I just kind of want to take her out for a nice meal, to relax and just settle down, take a vacation. She's never gonna do that because she's too good of a person, but I love her. When she finally got to the surface, like that whole cutscene, and she was talking about just kind of sitting on a bench for a bit, watching the people walk by, that was such a real vibe. Like, nah. But either way, she's extremely likable. If you see her as the waifu or the mama or just both, I guess. Natasha is a top tier whammon. Pela, I would have put in haven't seen enough of until the whole museum quest that we got recently. And I'm just gonna put her in pretty likable. Yeah. I like how she has her little side hobbies, her artistic side, if you will. Bro, is it canon that she loves BL? I'm not sure if it is, but either way, it's kind of freaking hilarious. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, she also has the same VA as Baiju's snake. I think Cheng Sheng, is that the name? I might be wrong. But when I realized that, it just, everything she said, I just picture her hissing afterwards. And she kind of does that when you start goofing off a little bit too much. But either way, debatably bottom of swell individual, but I'll just leave her in likable in and out of game. I like the strict teacher Pela quite a bit. Oi, I forgot to change the background color, which I usually do, but anyway. So then we have Clara. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, I know she's not used to wearing shoes and they feel weird, but please, Daddy Svarog, tell her to put the shoes on. It is healthy for her feet. The girl's probably getting so much frostbite. We'll get to Svarog in a sec, actually, but Clara herself is the biggest cinnamon bun of the entire game. Genshin wishes they had a character like this. Like, she is the biggest must protect. Join the Clara Protection Society today. Like, no joke, I know it's just for the memes that the protection society exists, but nah, if she was a real person, there would be a legit society of grown adults protecting this child from all harm. Bro, she's just so kind and caring. Like, she literally gives the robots names, and that kind of gives that attachment. Like, you know how sad I felt when Perkins had a little bit of a voice cramp? And the only reason I felt that way is because Clara gives emotional attachment to anyone she protects. So we must protect her. But either way, we're just gonna leave her at the top. Self-explanatory. And then we'll do Daddy Svarog, who, when the robot shows more character growth than half the cast. Nah. Bro, without a doubt, best dad. And he's also insanely wholesome in a weird murderous robot way. Like, it's so precious. I legit still don't know why he himself isn't a playable character. Like, he could be with Clara protecting her, but also make him OP on his own as well. Like, this man needs some love. You know what? With that said, I'm putting him at the top. Yeah. Like, do you know how bad it feels defeating him? And the last word he always says is, "Beep, beep, boop, family." Dominic Toretto would be proud of Daddy Svarog over here, without a doubt. Then we got the Stallion Man Whore. Sampo Koski never betrays his friends, except when it's convenient for him. This man just oozes charisma in the most cracked and weird way imaginable. It's so weird, because on paper, I don't think I would like him at all, but when he's on the screen, he literally always steals the show. Like, all the attention I had towards the memes of March 7th and MC Girl, bro, that goes out the window. Sampo gets the attention and the memes. Then again, March is like always complaining about him. It's all she really does when these two interact. So with all of that said, nah, I have to put him at the top. I feel like he's gonna have a bigger role to play in the future. I'm sure a lot of people do because of that little weird cutscene of his. But nah, he's a Chad. Let me actually organize this really quick. Actually, it kind of is organized already. We'll leave it like that. Next, we got Pitch Dark Hook the Great, who at first, I actually really didn't like her that much. It legit felt like she was bootleg Klee, except significantly worse. But after doing her whole character quest with her father, bro, she's better than Klee. I'm sorry, I feel like that might offend some people, but she's the perfect mix of funny go-lucky child who acts spoiled, even though she has nothing. And I freaking love that. And at the same time, she has a wholesome as heck relationship with her father. Like, it's so precious. It's not quite on Clara and Svarog levels, but it's still pretty awesome, yeah. So with that said, I'll put her towards the bottom of Swell Individual. I think that's a good spot for her. Yeah. Actually, wait, where's... I added Julian, man of 1,000 faces, because why not? I needed characters. There's not that many so far. So I love how Julian kind of has a thing for that random exposition NPC girl. I think it's precious. And he is the perfect right-hand man to this charismatic child because he's a lot more rational. Like, he seems like he uses his brain, but he's also a child, so it's perfect. So I'm just gonna put him in likable, in and out of game, just simple enough for the boy. Then we got the Luofu characters who I can't really pronounce a lot of these names, so we'll do the ones we can pronounce first. Bailu, that's a very simple one, and I feel like I'm still pronouncing it wrong. But either way, this is the first 5-star I got, so I have a bit of that attachment towards her. We haven't got that much of her in the story yet. We just kind of got that little cutscene of her in, I think it was Exalting Plaza, if I recall. But it was really nice. She is a very professional dragon lolly doctor. And even though she has these moments of acting like a child, she's still kind of surprisingly mature. Again, We haven't seen enough of her for me to really go crazy and say she's the best thing ever. I'll put her in a swell individual. Debatably, I can just put her in this bottom tier, but I'll put her here. Simple enough. Then we'll do Ting Yoon, my girl. Now, I feel like this chick is 100% a hit or miss. And me personally, yeah, I kind of... Bro, she's so interesting in the way she speaks. Like, she always ends her sentence by, like, rolling the word in a weird way that it can kind of get mistaken for sass and being rude. But nah, by no means is this woman a bad person. She just kind of likes to do her own thing. But if she still has to do her job by guiding us around the entirety of the Luofu, then she's gonna do it. She has her responsibilities, man. And it kind of bothers me that March is always giving her poop. Like, she never did anything wrong. It's just that she would prefer to not be working and just be chilling at home. And who wouldn't prefer to do that? Like, let's be real here. But yeah, probably on the lower side. She's definitely not Serval and my girl Natasha over here tier, but she's still pretty awesome. Yeah. Then we'll do Sushang, because I kind of love her as well. Now, I'm not one for shipping characters, but her and DH over here, I kind of love it, like, a lot. She's super peppy, and he's the opposite of peppy. Nah, opposites attract, y'all. This is the perfect example. But her as a standalone character, she's one of those small brain but big musclies kind of girls, where she's super good at fighting, but if Luocha is asking her questions about, like, geography and stuff, she's like, well, you see, I don't freaking know. She's not stupid by any means, but it's very clear as to why she's on the path of destruction. But I'm just gonna leave her in a swell individual right behind Asta. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. We'll do Luocha as well, because he's part of the DH gang at this point. Now, I don't know enough about him to necessarily place him, but I like the way he talks, kind of similar to Ting Yoon. Besides for her, I think he's my favorite, like, spoken character in the game, but he's also super shrouded in mystery. I think I could put him in just likable in and out of game, but I'll put him in haven't seen enough of yet. I personally think he's likable already because he has a bit of that underlying sass to him, but we'll put him here. Who has the easiest name to pronounce? Okay, wait, Yukong. Yes, my foxy mama. Ting Yun is more of the wife, while Yukong is like the strict mother of the two. I know we haven't seen much of her, but I already kind of love the woman, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, she gives me such Cushing vibes, it's insane. I feel like a lot of people are gonna dislike her for doing her job, because apparently that's a sin in this community. But nah, I respect this woman quite a bit. I kind of want to see what she's like outside of work. I think that would be really cute. Apparently she used to have a bit of a temper back in her war days. For now though, from what we have, I could debatably put her down here with my boy, but I'm gonna put her in just likable in and out of game. When we get more, she might go higher, but for now, yes. Then, ooh, wait, why didn't we do Pom Pom? My boy, my son. Now, Pom Pom is like Paimon, except he really isn't in any way. People compare him to Paimon because they're the mascot characters. But nah, Pom Pom, no offense to Paimon, is 100 times better, in my opinion. The only reason I like Paimon is because we've kind of gotten to know her over a long duration of time, and Pom Pom's still new in the game, and I love him. And I feel like he has a tragic backstory for being trapped in the train, and he can never leave, which makes me sad. But in terms of personality, he's just a fun, little bit of a strict conductor, but no one takes him seriously because he's adorable. Also, Clara wants to take him home, so maybe Svarog will sneak over to the express and just commit a little bit of theft. But I'm just gonna put him in a swell individual at the bottom of swell individual. We'll leave him there for now. Alright, we'll do the Trailblazers. So Snickers, like the chocolates, that's what I named her and it's canon and I'm not changing that. We're gonna put her right under Daddy Welt over here. Like, she is such a memer without being cringe in any way. It's so well done, the way the devs did this main character. Like, personally, I love Lumine from Genshin, but bro, she puts Lumine to shame. And I never thought I would say that. I know it's technically just you, but the dialogue options that technically she, the main character, is thinking of, bro, it's top tier. Also, she's insanely attractive. She has that deadpan face while also being hilarious. It's so good. So I'm gonna put her in extremely likable. The main MC male, guys, I can't be the only one who never sees him anywhere. Like, whenever someone's addressing the main character, it's always the female lead. It's never this guy. Like, I've seen him in maybe 2 or 3 pics on Twitter, and I've seen my baby girl on like at least 100. It's insane. I think it has to do with facial expressions personally, but I'll just put him in like, I mean, I put her up here. I'll just put him in a swell individual because, like, I just don't think he's on the same level, right? I'm sure he has his little community of people who love the absolute heck out of him, but I'm not part of that community, y'all. But still, he is attractive, has a similar personality. It's just, there's something missing, if you feel me. Then we'll do the Stellaron Hunters. Kafka, obviously, without a doubt, she is top tier. Bro, I love the mix of stoner voice on a mommy-like character. It's so good. I have a bit of a bias as well because I'm a certified 100% masochist. So the step on me memes with this girl, no. It's not a meme, it's 100% truth. I want this to happen. Bro, she has a thing where she can dominate you in the fight. Like in her boss fight, my god. But even outside the whole horny bonk bonk, she's still just such a charming character. Her little bish fight with Himeko when she was doing the projection thing was so hilarious. It was the best thing. But she's a sassy, dominant, mommy, stoner, also very kind and caring in certain situations. It's kind of weird. She's amazing, just without a doubt. Next, we'll do Blade over here. Now, he seems like insanely edgy. The only bit we got of the man is him like breaking Kafka out of prison, which was pretty cool. That whole cutscene was actually amazing. But aside from that, I'm just gonna put him in haven't seen enough of them. I think if he has more to him than just being an edgy boy, I'll probably like him like a lot. But for now, just I haven't seen enough. Simple. Next, we'll do the robot chick who was part of the DH squad for like 10 minutes. Now, originally when I saw her, I thought it was an NPC, but then it zoomed into her face and I instantly kind of fell in love. Like, bro, she is so attractive. It's insane. I know she's technically a robot or some schlech, but bro, she is so good looking. In terms of personality, she just seems pretty duty bound, like we haven't seen anything of her yet. So another simple, haven't seen enough of them. Next we'll do, I'm probably gonna butcher this, Yanchi, I don't know. Basically little albedo boy over here. Now, surprisingly, even though he's like one of the initial 5 stars of the game, we've seen like nothing of him yet. I feel like the people who know a lot about him are just the people that happen to pull him, which me personally, I haven't. So the only thing I have to go off of is his little bit of temperament with daddy up here. Which, to be honest, it was kind of endearing. It felt like a nice father-son dynamic. I kind of loved it. But there's not enough info on him yet. Like, he just seems like wants to fight, wants to prove himself. So I'll just put him in haven't seen enough of them, decent enough spot. It's ironic how these 2 are the last ones left. So we'll start off with the gambling queen. Now, she is the spirit animal of just gacha game communities in general. So the relatability points are at least putting her up here. The thing that I like about her as well is even though she's just a memer, she's absolutely hilarious. She still does her thing when she needs to. Like baby girl Tsundere over here. Trust her enough to be our little personal guide in helping out in the whole commission. So it was kind of like a nice, wholesome dynamic. And she's I'm not gonna say hardworking, it might be a little bit of a stretch, but she does her thing when she needs to, which I just respect a lot. March 7th over here is just bullying everyone, like stop it, baby girl. But we're gonna put her right next to Ting Yun. I think these two are just the best tour guides in the world. Then we got the tsundere girl, who I also, God, dude, there's so many characters I love in this game. It says so much, man. Now, I'm not sure if I should call her a full-blown tsundere. Like, there's certain things she doesn't know how to do, like say, please. That was such a precious scene, guys. But she's also a character who has layers. She's a tsundere, but she's also insanely smart, and I feel like she might take over the commission after Jing Yuan steps down. Like, if it was between her and Yang Qing down here, again, we haven't seen that much of the boy, but I'm kind of going for her. And personally, I just love how awkward she is when addressing people. Also, I forgot. We forgot Screwlum, who is like the new character with Herta in the new event, but I would put him at the top with Bronya of a swell individual. Simple enough. I love the way he conducts himself. I like how he just kind of showed Silverwolf her place, even if it was just for a bit, and with the help of Hurt, it was still a nice dynamic, and I am looking forward to seeing more of him in the future. Yeah. Then we'll do Jing Yuan, because I think I know how to pronounce his name. I'm not sure. But this man is the epitome of Giga Chadness. He is 100% the type to steal the spotlight every time he's on screen, and that's not even his intention. He just kind of waltzes in, chilling, and then he opens his mouth with that majestic Zhang Dong-esque voice. Nah, I love this guy personally. We haven't seen the full extent of his role in the story yet, but we have enough of his personality that I'm gonna put him in right under Serval. I think is a good spot. Yeah. He's so elegantly spoken, and he's always kind of like a couple of steps ahead of everyone, even though he has a bit of a relaxed and easygoing vibe to him. Nah, he is a swell, sophisticated, really cool leader character. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. We have organized the list from most liked to just meh, and that's only because we don't know enough about the man. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know who your top 5 favorite characters are. I feel like it's gonna differ like a lot from person to person. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care and have a good one.